Hello, hello, hello. Hey, 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 come on in. Welcome back to my channel, Jaleesa, Reading Beyond the Book Cover, where we stay reading beyond the book's cover. I'm excited to have you here, and I'm even more excited that you came across this video because that means one of two things, which is either you're a subscriber or you have decided to join my Discord server, which is for my buddy reads with Reading Beyond the Book Cover. And in particular, this is the one for the Lexington, Alabama series that we're going to start reading May 1st. Some people have already started reading because I already created a Facebook group, but this video in particular is for those of you who have waited until May the 1st to participate in the Discord server that will be going live on May the 1st. So this video is for the visual learners out there. I do have a small little blurb that shows like different instructions on how to use the Discord server, as well as the categories and the channels, but it's more so for those of you who are familiar with how to use Discord already, or those of you who are more intuitive with how to use Discord. So this video is for those of you who are new to Discord, want to try it out, and also it's really good for those of you who do not have Facebook, because I do have a Facebook group, but if you don't want to get Facebook, you can always do Discord and join in there. So I'm going to share my screen with you, walk you through everything, and hopefully I explain it to the best of my ability. If there's anything that you're not clear about, just let me know, and I'll be more than happy to assist you. All right, let's get started. So I'm going to be looking over here while I tell you or walk you through how to use the Discord server. So the Discord server, you can access it two different ways. Either it's going to be through my main server, which is RBTBC and Books We Unite. Under the Buddy Read section here, you can click on the channel here and it'll automatically go to this part here, and then you can join through that link. If not, you can always click the link down below. I will leave it down there. I don't think I'm going to change it, but maybe I will, depending on what happens in the Discord server. But for now, I'm going to just keep one link for you all to click on. And once you click it, you'll be able to join. So I think my screen is going to show the invite, what it looks like. So, see, it says, Django J invited you to join Lexington, Alabama Buddy Read. And so you're going to accept the invite. Oh shoot, why did it open? We don't need it to open this. Let me close this here. So assuming that you're on the computer and you click that, you would have just clicked the invite to join, right? So once you join, this is what it'll look like. You'll come here and I'm going to walk you through the onboarding. So let me go to server settings, onboarding, so you can see it on that side. All right. And this shouldn't take long. So the first thing that happens is that you'll get a question, and the question is asking, which book or books in the Lexington, Alabama series have you read already? So this is basically to set you up. Depending on which number that you select, you'll have certain permissions or access to different areas of the Discord server. I created this way so it won't be so overwhelming, because there are a lot of there's several categories, but not too many, but there are a lot of channels, so it can be a little bit like, where do I start? And I don't want it to be like that. So to take that out and to minimize it as much as possible, I have created a question that will set up your Discord server with the channel, the Discord server with the channel list that best fits what you read already. So I haven't read any of the books yet, so I'm going to select 0. If you select 0, then you'll only have access to one of the channels, which is connected to one of the books. So that means that you only have access to discuss what's happening with book 1. Now, if you answer number 1, then of course you'll have access to book 1 and 2. If you answer 2, then you'll have access to 1, 2, and 3. And you answer 3, then you'll have access to everything. I put 3 there just in case there's somebody that's read all 3 of the books already and they want to discuss even further about the book, or they want to just, talk about something that really, really impacted them. So yeah, it's options for everybody. It's for the new reader and the person that's already read it. Then after you clicked 0, well, I'm going to click 0 because this is my first time reading a book from the series. I'm going to go to next. And then there's a second question that just basically is a question to help customize the way that your name appears. So it says, choose your preferred nickname for book lover. And I was inspired to add this is a question because my younger sister, shout out to you, she sent me a Pinterest that showed book lover and the different names for book lover in different countries. So I like the name Ink Drinker, so I'm going to click on Ink Drinker. But you have all these other options as well, so if you do sign up, you'll be able to see what the different names are and then choose which one you want. So whichever name you choose, your name is going to be a different color. So like your username, when it shows up on the side, it's going to show a different color. That's all it is. It's a customization or more of an aesthetic thing. So we're going to go finish, and then you'll see on the side over here, is set up a certain way where you only have access to everything for book 1, only a couple of things for book 2, and a couple of things for book 3. So usually for book 2 and book 3, if you only clicked 0, you'll only have access to the reading schedule and the social media posts. That's it. I did it that way so that you can bypass any kind of spoilers. So before you jump into anything else, take time to actually look through the server guide over here, which is underneath Get Started. If you click on Get Started, you will see server guide. You can either click on the first one, the last one. There's no particular order, but I suggest that you go to the welcome and read through the rules. So on the welcome page, there's a letter, so welcome note that I put out there for you all. And then there's also community rules that you'll have to read through. Go back to Get Started, and then, let me see, the same, yes, the same. After you go to Get Started, you can go to Explore Here again, and you can click on Review the Information on the Start Here channel. And that's just to get you familiar with what I'm talking about now. So this is the shorter version of what I am saying here or showing you here. So if you're familiar with how to use Discord already, this may be a little bit more straightforward to you than actually watching this video. But if you need to watch the video, feel free to go to the Buddy Read walkthrough, which is going to be this video here, and rewatch it as much as you need to. And if you have any questions, I'm here. So we have Review the Information from the Start Here channel. I'm going to read through them real quick just so you can hear exactly how it's written. Customize your view. Please read carefully to avoid spoilers, as each category on this Discord has channels for each group of chapters. To avoid reading anything that may spoil the current book you're reading, you can customize the channels you want to view. Here are the different ways you can do this. You can select the Customize tab under the Channels and Roles section and change your answer to the second question depending on which one you select. You will have access to either 1, 2, or all book categories and their channels. After you make your selection, your channel list will change accordingly, and I'll show you how that works. Select the Browse Channels tab under the Channels and Roles section and manually select what you don't want to see on your channel list. And that's also good to do as well if you don't want to see, let's say for example you're reading Mrs. Wiggins and you don't want to see what they're discussing in week 2. You can always deselect week 2 and only see week 1, so it won't be all this unnecessary or all these necessary channels that you really need to look at right now. Sharing. Amplify, amplify, amplify. Please feel free to share your social media posts that pertain to either the entire series or individual book in the socials area of each category. End of book and end of series discussions. Depending on participation, scheduled events for discussions will be coming soon. Please keep an eye out for details and notifications on the scheduled events channel. So anywhere you see a hashtag, you're able to click it and it'll go to a channel. Right now, there's no scheduled events, but if there are, you'll be able to go there. So to piggyback on what I had here and start here about how you can customize things, if you don't want to see everything here right now, you can go to Channels and Roles, and then you see how it says Browse Channels. You're going to click on browse channels, and you can deselect what you don't want to see. So I am going to deselect all of book 2. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this, and I don't want to see that. See, that's all for book 3. If I want to just see what they're talking about in book 1, I can deselect book 2. I'm sorry about book 2, please. Oh, unfollow. Sorry, you have to unfollow the category first. And then you can select what you want to see. So I just want to see week 1. That's it. I don't want to see discussion questions yet. Nothing. None of that. Or if you want to, you can also see, can I say something? Which is, it's like spoilers, but not really. It's just people want to get something off their chest before we actually do the discussion questions, and they can put it there. But if I don't want to see any of that, and I just want to focus on week 1, I can do that. And then if you go back here, you see it changed. It used to be longer than this. Now it's a little bit shorter. If you don't want to see the announcements, you can turn that off. See, it went away. So that's the plus about that. Now, if you want to have it set up automatically like it did before when you selected 0, and let's say you already finished reading book 1, now you want to be able to see things going on with book 2. All right, we're going to go back to channels and roles, and then change your answers to these questions here. So instead of 0, you're going to change it to 1, meaning you already read it, and see it shows you everything for book 2. And the problem with this is it doesn't automatically change it back to what it was before, so you won't be able to see. You'll have you'll have Mrs. Wiggins set up the way that it was when you had it before. So you may have to go back to browse channels, and you'll need to change it back to where you actually are following Mrs. Wiggins in order to see everything that's there. Ooh, wrong thing. I don't want to see announcements. Yeah, so this has everything for Mrs. Wiggins if you want to still see everything. And that brings to my next thing. So let's say you want to participate in the discussion questions. Well, there's an area here that says discussion questions. You can either hover over it, and then you will see the discussion questions to the side. You can click see all if you want to see everything. And it's here that you'll be able to answer each discussion question. You won't be able to create posts because the whole purpose of this one channel is just to answer the discussion questions that are found at the end of the book. And so I made cute little discussion cards. They're cute to me. Discussion cards. You can click on them and you can answer with a picture. You can answer with a written message. I think I have the capability on here to do voice messages if you want to. No, I don't think I set it up for that. I want to do that, but I'm hesitant to do that because I know that some people can get a little bit crazy and out of pocket with that. So I'd rather just keep it all message. So these are the discussion questions. If you already finished the book, feel free to go ahead and answer them. And, hopefully we have a good little back and forth going between the members or people that decide to jump in. So close that. I'm trying to think, what else is there? Can I say something? I already explained what that's for. That's if you want to say something outside of the discussion questions and you just feel like, I gotta get off my chest, I gotta talk, put it there. And usually the main purpose of that one is like if you really don't expect anybody to answer you back. I hope that makes sense. Like I'm familiar with people doing book diaries on Library thing where they'll create a post and it's like a thread of them just getting their thoughts out, but nobody really answers the thoughts because it's just their written journal. It's more of like an introverted thing. It's called a quiet place for a reason. So Can I Say Something can be a little bit like a quiet place for you all, where you will say what you want to say, but nobody has to reply back to you. When it comes to the discussions though, so like week 1, chapter 1, I expect people to have discussions, talk back and forth, and not even discussions, but just there has to be dialogue between more than one person. So here, talk to yourself because you got to say something. But these here, we want an even exchange between people and participants. Spoilers, you can go on ahead and put things there that have nothing to do with week 1 and week 2. So if you say, for example, you already read book 2, but you feel like it's something that relates back to book 1 and you have to say it, because there's sometimes when you watching television shows and stuff and you seen something before somebody else, you want to be like, girl, did you see this and the other? I remember that time. These people won't know. The people in Mrs. Wiggins won't know what happened in book 2 if you bring it up here. So that's what the spoiler section is for. It's not necessarily for the people reading Mrs. Wiggins. It's more so for people that have already read Mrs. Wiggins but are reading the other books and they gotta say something, and it could spoil what's happening in book 1. So I hope it makes sense there. And then what else? A social media post. So that's where you are able to amplify yourself on your platforms. If you're sharing anything that pertains to the books or the series or just one of the books, go ahead and share it there. We want people to be able to see what it is that you created, what it is that you're sharing, what it is that you're saying on all the different platforms out there, because the internet is vast, it's huge. And if there's not a central area for certain things, like if it's not categorized in a certain way, then it's easy for it to get lost. So we want to be able to support each other. And this is why we have the social media post channel. So utilize it as much as possible. Just make sure it lines up with what exactly we're asking for. I don't want you sending stuff that has nothing to do with what the buddy read is for. Like, it has to be relatable. Things worth knowing. I have this section in each of the each of the categories. So it's basically just letting you know, like, okay, well, this is what we kind of, the expectations that we have for the channel. So I'm going to read it real quick, and I think I'm going to end it there, because all that's left is the reading schedule, which you can go and see yourself. It'll let you know what we do and don't expect as far as participation, and then the book pairings. So let me go ahead and read through the things worth knowing, then the reading schedule with book pairings, and I'm going to let y'all go because I know I'm doing a lot. So let me stop. No, I'm gonna keep going. So, things worth knowing. So, we have chime in on the channels according to where you are in the book. If you haven't made it to the end of the reading section and you want to say something about what you read so far, please lead your message with something like, I've only read up to chapter blah blah blah, so insert chapter number. Please don't spoil me. That way other members will know not to mention anything that's happened after the chapter if you already read. So I will leave an example there. Then it says, let's talk books. And it says, if you read the book already and just want to get something off your chest, feel free to chat it up on the designated spoilers channels located under the category you're currently viewing. So if you click on here, it's going to go to the spoilers channel underneath this category. And then it says, want to add suspense or mystery to your message? Black out your message with spoiler tags by adding 2 bars before and after your message. Your message should look like this after you send it. So I'm going to click it. And you see how it was blacked out before? Now you can see it. The 2 bars that they're talking about are, if you press the shift key and the / button, that's where you'll get the bar at. So you have 2 bars in the front and 2 bars in the back, or vice versa. But it's going to be 2 on one side, 2 on the other of your message. And if you have finished the book and are interested in answering the discussion questions from the back of the book, there is a, oh, I'm so sorry, it's thundering. There is an end of discussion questions form. This end of book discussion questions form. This too is also located under the category you are currently viewing. You will need to update your answer to the first question you provided under channels and roles. Depending on if you selected 0, 1, 2, or 3, your permissions to view other parts of the server will be updated. So be warned, if you have not finished the book before viewing the end of book discussion questions form, there will be spoilers, so enter at your own risk. So I'm telling you over and over again, like, be careful. And happy buddy reading. So just be careful with the way that you use the Discord, because it's possible that you can spoil yourself if you're not careful which ones you're clicking on. But to minimize anything happening, just make sure that you happening as far as like spoilers, make sure that you click on either 0, 1, 2, or 3 so you have the right kind of permissions. And I'm gonna show you how, like, if you want to have access to all of them, because right now this is 1, 2, and that's it. You don't have access to 3. Yes, it's 1 and 2. Sorry, my computer is, I'm pretty sure you can hear it humming. Come on now. Okay. So I go back to channels and roles, and if I change it to 3, or not even 3, 2, you see I have access to everything. I'm able to open discussion questions for here. I haven't set it up yet. And here as well. So that's when you have access to everything. So you click 2, you have access to everything. You click 1, only access to 1 and 2. You click 0, only 1. 3, everything as well. So 2 and 3 are essentially the same thing, but I hope you get the gist of it. I know I'm repeating myself a lot because I want to make sure that you all understand that depending on what you select, that's what you will see. Now, to go over the reading schedule, they're pretty straightforward. If you're following me on the social media, I have social media platforms, so like Facebook, my blog, you're gonna see the schedule there as well. It's just a suggestion, so there's no pressure for you to follow along with it. But it's just, I did it for myself because I wanted to finish the book in time to review the 3rd one, because I received an arc of it and I didn't read it in time, so it's my bad, but I wanted to make sure that I got it done. So I was like, let me do a little buddy read, hopefully to keep me accountable and to keep me pushing forward and reading the entire series before the end of July. So yeah, you can go there, check out the schedules that's on each category. I lied, I haven't finished yet, but it'll be finished by May the 1st. So we have all that. And then book pairings. So book pairings is this thing that I've created so that you have a space to share what you do with your books. So if you're listening to the audiobook, then you'll do a bookish pairing where it'll be, okay, a book, like I took a picture with my book and coffee, or I take a picture of this book. Ooh, I am so sorry. A picture of this book in wrapped up in a blanket. Or if you're listening to the audiobook, you can be like, oh, I'm driving, show the skyline while you're driving and you're listening to your book. You can put like little earphones, like a little sticker on the side to show that's what you're doing. Just something creative to get people participating. If you don't feel like talking and you're more of a person that likes to take pictures, that's there for you. It's an option. And then bookish introductions. I think this part I didn't really go over. This is the last part. So when you start doing your get started, it'll lead you to this page, and all you need to do is just answer the question. So as you can see, it says this is the start of the bookish introductions channel. Introduce yourself by posting a picture of the last book you finished. No picture, no problem. Simply respond with the book's author and title, and while you're here, let us know how you found this Discord server. So you can answer the questions down below however you want to. But you also have options to just put, to share your recent read. You either can answer this question at the top, that one at the bottom, or both. And then also just take a little poll. There are 2 questions. So the first one is this your first time reading any of Mary Monroe's books? It's not my first time, so I'm going to say no. Sorry. And you either can access it here, so you can add an emoji here, add a reaction, or you can add an emoji here. So I'm going to use this one here. Slowly coming up. Come on now. See, my computer is tripping right now. Oh my God. Come on. Whew, okay. Do I have any frequently used ones? I guess not. So click the X. this. I'm gonna select X, and you see it's right there, right? And then this one, the next question is saying, asking, how did you find out about this Discord server? So all you need to do is react with one of these emojis. So as you can see, one person already answered black circle. So I'm going to put a white circle because I found out through the blog. I'm a blog creator, I can do anything. So I'm gonna type in white and with a white circle. And that's my vote. So eventually I'll be able to know how people found me, and then I'll know where to put, I guess, most of my energy when it comes to these buddy reads. So that is that. I don't think there's anything else that I need to show you all, but if you have any questions about anything, let me know. I'm here, and I'll get to you all as soon as possible. I hope that you join in. I hope you enjoy yourself. And if you enjoyed this buddy read, I hope that you join me for another one in the future. Until next time, drink your water. Mind the business that's yours. Okay? Like, let the church say amen. Mind the business that's yours. And continue reading Beyond the Book's cover. I'll see you next time. Bye.